Standards over desires. The real measure of a life. Many believe that their life is simply a reflection of their desires, what they wish for, what they hope to achieve. But the truth is, you don't get what you wish for. You get what you tolerate. The life you currently have is not the product of fate, destiny, or luck. It is the direct reflection of your standards, the baseline you've set for what you accept from yourself and others. If you tolerate mediocrity, you will live a mediocre life. If you accept average effort, you will achieve average results. But if you demand more, if you refuse to accept less than your full potential, then your life will rise to meet that expectation. This is not about arrogance or perfectionism. It is about aligning your actions with a higher code, about refusing to settle for less than you know you are capable of achieving. The small choices that define your identity. What is a standard, truly? It is not merely a goal or a wish. It is a line in the sand, a clear declaration of who you are and what you stand for. It is the invisible boundary that defines your identity. It is the bar you refuse to lower, the threshold you never compromise. When you set a high standard, your life begins to reflect that decision in every small act, in every quiet moment when no one is watching. It begins with the smallest things, the way you keep your space, the way you treat your body, the way you follow through on promises. Do you wake up on time? Do you speak with integrity? Do you clean up after yourself? These small standards compound over time, creating the framework of a disciplined, purposeful life. Imagine this. A man wakes at dawn, sharpens his tools, irons his shirt with care, and writes down 3 critical goals for the day. Not because someone told him to, but because it is his code. It is his standard. Now picture another man who rolls out of bed late, scrambles through the day unprepared, reacting instead of leading. Which of these 2 men do you believe will command more respect? Which will build a life of impact? The power of non-negotiables. Raising your standard is not just about aiming higher. It is about establishing non-negotiables, the behaviors you demand of yourself even when motivation is low, even when comfort tempts you to quit. It is about building a foundation so strong that even on your worst days, you still operate at a level others only reach on their best. What if, instead of collapsing into laziness on a bad day, your fallback was reflection, writing, or preparation? What if your worst moment included planning instead of procrastination, calm instead of chaos? What if you raised your floor, the minimum standard you accept from yourself, by 20%? How much would your life change? Standards shape your circle. Your standards not only shape you, they shape your environment. They determine the kind of people you attract and repel. A person with high standards naturally draws others who aspire to live with the same integrity, the same commitment. They repel those who seek the path of least resistance, who settle for comfort over growth. The truth is, like attracts like. When you raise your standards, you send a silent but powerful signal to the world. This is who I am, and this is what I expect. The weak may call it arrogance, but the wise recognize it as alignment. You do not attract everyone, nor should you. You draw those who share your vision, your values, your drive. Those who will push you higher, not drag you backward. Decide before the storm hits. Your standards must be set in advance. If you wait until the storm hits to decide what kind of man you are, it will be too late. The pressure will overwhelm you. The temptation will break you. You must decide now what you will not tolerate, what you will not compromise, what you will not excuse. A ship's captain does not decide in the middle of a storm whether to follow the code. He has already decided, long before the waves rise, long before the winds howl. His actions in the storm are merely the execution of a decision already made. This is the power of predetermined standards. They free you from the chaos of emotional decision-making. They anchor you in clarity when the world around you is in chaos. Consistency is the secret engine of greatness. Consistency is the often overlooked engine of success. It is not the rare flashes of brilliance that define a man's legacy, but the quiet, disciplined repetition of small daily actions. Greatness is not found in grand gestures, but in the unrelenting commitment to a high standard over time. Consider the blacksmith. He does not shape a blade in a single strike. He hammers it repeatedly, folding steel, applying heat, refining the edge. And so it is with your life. It is not transformed in a single moment of inspiration, but through thousands of quiet, disciplined acts. The legacy of standards. In the end, your standards are your silent sermon. They speak louder than any words, echoing long after you have left the room. They define not just what you achieve, but who you become. They build legacies, not just lives. So I ask you, what are you building? Comfort or character? What standards will define your future? What lines will you refuse to cross? Decide today and never look back. Set your bar high, live by it, and the world will rise to meet you. Subscribe to our channel and press the bell icon to stay updated with more motivational content. Like, share, and comment to support our work and spread the message. Understanding the power of standards. Think of standards as the invisible architects of your life. They are the silent agreements you make with yourself about what you are willing to settle for. They are the line between what you consider acceptable and what you refuse to allow. When you lower these standards, you invite chaos and mediocrity into your life. When you raise them, you invite excellence, respect, and fulfillment. Imagine a world-class athlete. They don't become champions by wishing for gold. They demand it. They train when others rest. They push when others quit. And they refuse to accept anything less than peak performance. Their standards are not flexible. They don't adjust based on how they feel in the morning or how convenient it is to push through pain. They are carved in stone, unbreakable even in the face of adversity. Why standards are more powerful than goals? People often mistake goals for standards, but they are fundamentally different. Goals are the things you hope to achieve, the destinations you aim for. Standards, on the other hand, are the minimum acceptable level of effort, behavior, and outcomes you demand from yourself every single day. Goals can be missed, but standards are non-negotiable. For instance, a goal might be to lose 20 pounds or to earn a promotion at work. But a standard is the commitment to exercise every day, to eat clean, to show up early, to put in the effort even when no one is watching. Goals are dreams with deadlines, but standards are the way you live your life every single day, without excuse, without compromise. The small things matter. The compounding effect of high standards. The power of high standards is not just in grand gestures, but in the small, consistent actions that build momentum over time. It's in choosing to make your bed every morning, keeping your workspace clean, speaking with respect, following through on promises, and never accepting excuses from yourself or others. These seemingly small acts compound over time, creating the disciplined mindset that separates the exceptional from the average. Consider a soldier in training. He doesn't just learn to shoot straight or march in formation. He learns to polish his boots, iron his uniform, make his bed with precision. Why? Because if he can't be trusted with the small things, how can he be trusted with life and death decisions on the battlefield? Excellence is a habit, not a one-time event. Raising your standards. The key to lasting change. If you want to change your life, you must first change your standards. This means deciding, once and for all, that you will no longer tolerate certain behaviors, attitudes, or results. It means drawing a line in the sand, saying, "This is the level at which I will live my life, and I will not accept anything less." Set clear, non-negotiables. Decide what is absolutely unacceptable in your life. This could be toxic relationships, financial instability, poor health, or lack of discipline. Whatever it is, identify it clearly and make a firm decision to cut it out of your life, no matter the cost. Surround yourself with excellence. Your environment has a profound impact on your standards. If you surround yourself with people who accept mediocrity, who complain, procrastinate, and make excuses, their habits will infect your mind. But if you surround yourself with disciplined, driven, and high-achieving people, their mindset will elevate yours. Refuse to settle, ever. Never allow yourself to accept less than your best. This doesn't mean being harsh or unforgiving with yourself, but it does mean holding yourself to a higher standard, even when no one is watching. Discipline. Over motivation. Motivation is fleeting. It comes and goes like the tide. Discipline, on the other hand, is the unshakable commitment to your standards. It's what keeps you going when the excitement wears off, when the grind gets tough, when the results seem distant. Standards shape your identity. Your standards are the foundation of your identity. They define not just what you do, but who you are. When you raise your standards, you redefine your identity. And when you redefine your identity, your actions naturally align with that new vision. Imagine a man who considers himself a leader. He doesn't wait for others to act. He steps forward, takes responsibility, and leads by example. His standards are high because he knows that others are watching, that his actions set the tone for his family, his team, his community. The power of standards in relationships. Your standards also dictate the quality of your relationships. If you tolerate disrespect, you will receive it. If you accept dishonesty, you will be surrounded by liars. But if you demand respect, honesty, and loyalty, you will attract those who share these values. This doesn't mean being rigid or unforgiving, but it does mean holding others to the same high standards you hold yourself to. It means having the courage to walk away from those who drag you down, to cut off toxic ties, and to surround yourself with people who push you to be better. Never lower your standards, no matter the cost. Finally, understand this. Once you set high standards, you must never lower them. Doing so will undermine your integrity, weaken your resolve, and erode your self-respect. If you demand excellence, you will receive it, but only if you remain steadfast, only if you refuse to settle. Subscribe to our channel and press the bell icon to stay updated with more motivational content. Like, share, and comment to support our work and spread the message.